What is up, everybody? I'm Pixel Enemy, Almost Evil 33 here, and today I have another Medal of Honor Warfighter gameplay commentary for you guys, and I'm playing some sector control on Hara Dunes, I believe, and I'm using the MK18 with the Spec Ops class with holographic sight and mostly other default attachments, nothing too special, just because I hadn't really unlocked much at this point. This is one of my first games of Warfighter, just kind of average gameplay, average Joe. I wasn't really experienced with the game at all. I barely even knew the maps, so that's pretty much why I'm not going to be dropping Apaches left and right or whatever. So enjoy the background gameplay. I went like 13-5 or something like that. But anyway, I wanted to talk today about Warfighter, obviously, but I wanted to give you guys some tips on how to enjoy Medal of Honor Warfighter to the fullest. And the reason is because we all know that Warfighter got very low review scores from IGN.com and other places like that, other reviewers. And I think that, first of all, these reviewers are very quick to judge, and I don't think they put enough time into the multiplayer. All of them said, oh, I played the multiplayer for a couple hours. That's not enough time to actually judge a multiplayer. It's just not. You need to give a game a chance. And I think 2 hours of playing the multiplayer does not give a game a fair chance. But that's beside the point. What I wanted to do for you guys is explain how you can get the most enjoyment out of Medal of Honor Warfighter. And I'm going to give you guys these tips because a lot of people have been wondering, I mean, I kind of want to enjoy the game, I want to give it a chance, but I don't really know how to have fun in the game. They think it's boring or just too much like Battlefield 3 and things like that. So, here we go. The first tip I'm going to give you guys is to expect a different game. I mean, this is pretty basic, but Warfighter may feel like Battlefield 3, but it's not. Warfighter is its own game. I mean, people say that it's like a mixture of Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty. That's not accurate, because the differences are just too vast and too detailed to actually be considered a Call of Duty Battlefield clone. Warfighter is its own game, it has its own feel. Just because it's based on the Frostbite 2 engine like Battlefield 3 does not mean that it is a clone of Battlefield 3, it just isn't. So that means that you're going to have to be prepared to kind of face a learning curve for Medal of Honor Warfighter's features. Alright, my next tip is to be prepared to change your playstyle. Medal of Honor Warfighter actually allows you the most success in slowing down your playstyle and sitting back just a little bit more than you might usually do. And this applies for people who are PTFO players. Now, if you like to just run and gun all the time, in Medal of Honor Warfighter you can still do that, but you might want to just slow it down a little bit, because you can't just run into the enemy spawn and get kills and Apaches for days. It doesn't work that way. You kind of have to take the game just a little bit slower. Like, you can still run around fast-paced, but don't pull any Rambo moments, if you know what I mean. Don't just run around with your M240 light machine gun into the enemy spawn and just try to light everybody up, because you will die, I can assure you that. The game just does not work for that. The gunplay is a little bit slower than Medal of Honor 2010 and maybe Battlefield 3. It's around the same as Battlefield 3, but I mean, if you like to PTFO in Battlefield 3, feel free to try it out here, but you're just going to need to be prepared that you might be a little bit disappointed with the fact that you just can't run and gun constantly, just running and getting the enemy sectors without any trouble killing people, because really the gunplay is a little bit slowed down in this game, so just be prepared for that. Next tip I have for you guys is to use your class effectively. There are 6 classes in this game for a reason. Variety. Don't let them go to waste. Each class and every single gun, all of them play an important role in the battlefield, whether you see them or not. So what I recommend is that you experiment with all the different classes and all the different nationalities and find your favorites, because Danger Close actually gave us a gift in this game. Because in Medal of Honor 2010, DICE decided that they weren't going to give us much variety in the multiplayer in terms of weapons, classes, and setups and all that stuff. But Danger Close turned that around in this game, and they gave us 6 different classes, lots of different guns, lots of nationalities to choose from. So I recommend that you try them all out and find your favorites, because it could be fun experimenting with different nationalities and guns and things like that. Last but not least, I want you to use your Fireteam Buddy. The Fireteam Buddy system is so important in Medal of Honor Warfighter. It's a defining gameplay feature that has never been featured in a first-person shooter before. A lot of people don't use their Fireteam Buddy at all. They use them as a spawn point sometimes, and that's it. But your Fireteam Buddy is very important to your success on the battlefield in Medal of Honor Warfighter, because number one, obviously we know that when they die, you can see a red outline around the enemy that killed them, and you can always see them wherever they are across the map. And just that simple visual communication can be key in keeping your score chain alive and keeping your team alive. So make sure you take advantage of that. But most importantly, if you're stuck with a random fire team buddy, be sure to heal them and resupply them whenever you can, because it really helps out a lot, and it's so easy. All you have to do is go up to them and press X, and you'll get instantly healed, and they'll get instantly healed, and you'll both get all your ammo back. So what I really recommend doing is just spawning on your buddy once in a while when you think that he needs some health or anything like that, and just heal him and resupply him, because it really does help out, and maybe they'll do the same for you, which will be really important in the long run. And I'd really recommend, if you have a friend that has this game, hook up with them, because playing with a friend and having that audio and visual communication together in Warfighter can be key to success in winning games. So those are my tips for having the most enjoyment in Medal of Honor Warfighter. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it informative. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up, because it really helps out me and Pixel Enemy. Press that thumbs up button down below, and be sure to comment with all your thoughts as well. And lastly, if you haven't checked out my channel and subscribed yet, I invite you to do so. There's a link on your screen and in the description. So other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!